Hey, I have not posted a video like this in such a long time, but welcome back to the channel, or hello if you are new here. I'm Alice. I am a weight loss coach with a background in psychology, and I help busy women lose weight in a way that actually lasts without the food guilt, without the burnout, and definitely without the obsession. If you are a woman who is spinning 1,001 plates, so maybe it's work, maybe it's family life or kids, maybe it's house, maybe it's social events, maybe it's just life in general, and you just keep finding yourself saying, I know what to do, I just cannot seem to stick to it, then this video is for you. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I tell every single busy woman who is struggling to lose weight and how to make progress even when life is full on. Let's dive in. So part one of this is to stop trying to do everything perfectly. If there is one pattern I see over and over and over in busy women trying to lose weight, it is this. I'll start when I have more time, or if I can't do it perfectly, then what's the point in even doing it at all? This perfectionist mindset is a trap, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Life is never going to slow down long enough for you to do everything perfectly. You absolutely do not need perfection. You just need to build some momentum up with a bit of consistency. And I promise you, it does not matter whether it's perfect or not. So instead, what I tell my clients to do is shrink the change. And here's what I mean by that. You are going to choose 1 to 3 maximum things that are doable even on the busiest of your busy days. So it could be simply adding protein to every meal. Maybe it could be getting 6 to 7K steps rather than aiming for your usual 10K and then doing none at all. It could be doing 20 minutes of gentle movement rather than aiming for an hour of intense movement and just skipping it altogether. The idea is you want your baseline so simple that you can do it even on your worst day. But now you've also got a backup of what you can be doing on your busiest days that is going to help you keep that momentum going and stop you from throwing in the towel. Because here's the thing, if your plan only works on your best day, then it's just not a good plan. Also, I post advice like this every single day over on my Instagram. The link to my Instagram is in the description, so go and head over there and give me a follow if you want advice like this daily. So, part 2 of this video, build structure that reduces decision fatigue. When you are busy, the decision fatigue is real. By the time you've finished work, if you've got kids, you've got them dealt with, you've dealt with all the errands, and the 1,000 mental tabs running in your brain, at that point, your brain just wants to gravitate towards what's quickest and easiest. And for a lot of us, that's often a takeaway, bread and butter, snacking on crisps and biscuits. And there's nothing wrong with any of those things. It just might be if you're doing it most days, it's not in alignment with your health and fitness goals. So the solution here is to reduce the amount of decisions you have to make every day by having systems in place that prevent you from falling off. Here is exactly what I would recommend. First of all, I would pick 1 to 2 go-to breakfasts to have each week. You're going to keep them balanced, high protein and easy to prep, and you'll just repeat them across the week. You're going to plan your lunches and dinners in advance, so you could either do this on a Sunday for the week ahead, or you could do it at a couple of days at a time if you find doing a whole week quite overwhelming. And the final step to this is you are going to make meal prep super easy. So just some ideas on how you could do this. You could make an extra portion of dinner to bring for the lunch the next day. This is actually one of my favorites and something that I used to use myself a lot when I worked in an office in London. You could bung a load of ingredients in a slow cooker to make a big batch of something like a curry or a chili or a bolognese. That will do a few days at a time. I absolutely love a slow cooker meal. I just find them so quick and easy to make, and then you've got a big batch that you can can use for the week. It could literally be something as simple as when you're making either your breakfast or your lunch, just chop up the veg that you're going to be using for dinner later. So that's one less thing you have to worry about when you're making dinner. Or you could even prep one component of a meal at the start of the week. So cook up a big batch of roasted veggies or shredded chicken or something like that. And then you could have that for your lunches or your dinners across the week to make actually putting that meal together a lot quicker and easier. And I just want to say, this doesn't mean boring meals or anything like that. It means decisions are made ahead of time, which then means you stop relying on willpower at 6 p.m. when you have none left. Part 3 to this is stop relying on your mood. So I'm doing a fat loss phase myself at the moment, and this is something I am very, very much practicing at the moment, and it's something I do practice in every fat loss phase that I do. You've probably heard the cliche, follow the plan, not the mood before, and yes, it's absolutely true. If we all did this more consistently, we'd all hit our goals a hell of a lot quicker. But let's be honest, it is way easier said than done. When you're tired, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, that mood can very quickly override the plan, unless you have a strategy to help manage it in the moment. Here's exactly what I tell my clients. You need to motivate yourself in the moment to be able to follow through. And one of the best ways that I found myself to do that is through future pacing. So you can ask yourself questions like, how many times have I let myself down in the past by not doing what I said I was going to do? And how did I feel as a result? Do I want to feel like that again? Do I want to keep repeating that pattern? Then you're going to flip the script. How will I feel if I just do it? And what version of me will I become if I actually show up for myself? Get a really, really clear picture of where you want to be in 3 months. Now ask yourself, will I get there by choosing not to do this thing or by choosing to just start? So no, you don't need to feel super motivated. You just need to remind yourself why it matters. And then take the first step of doing the thing that you're trying to talk yourself out of. Because action creates momentum, and momentum always makes the next step easier. Part 4 to this video is work smarter, not harder. I can't believe how many women think that losing weight means you have to do long workouts 5 or 6 days a week. But that's not only realistic when you're not busy, it's also completely unnecessary. So this is something that I've been really leaning into myself over the past year. So there was a time where I had plenty of time to go to the gym 5 times a week, plus do an hour and a half of walking outside every day. But unfortunately, that is just not the case anymore with how much I have on. So at the moment, I go to the gym 3 times a week, and I go for a walk outside maybe 4 times a week. Luckily, I've got my walking pad, so that helps me get my steps up whilst I'm working. If you don't have a walking pad, I would definitely invest in one if you're able to, because they are such a game changer. Extra little hack in there for you. So the time that I do spend exercising, I just make sure that I'm really properly utilising the time that I have to put towards it. So just to reiterate, you don't need to be working out 5 to 6 times a week. You just need to be doing it consistently. So just as an example, and this is not a prescription, it is just an example, 2 to 3 strength sessions a week is plenty to build strength and support fat loss. And honestly, if you're really short on time, I promise you 1 to 2 home 20-minute workouts a week is so much better than doing nothing at all. And this is something we lean into heavily with our clients as well, who are mostly very, very busy. And the final part to this video is please ditch that all or nothing mindset. This one is massive, and I say it to basically every woman I work with. You didn't fail, you didn't fall off the wagon, you just had a short pause. And now we're going to resume. We're just going to continue on forwards. And let me tell you, this reframe is so important if you want the changes that you're making to stick long term. If you have a blip, seeing it as failing or falling off the wagon or falling off track is a very short-lived way of seeing your weight loss, health and fitness journey. Nobody's perfect and everyone has wobbles and blips, even me, but I don't see it as I've fallen off the wagon. I just see it as life, as part of the journey, because that's all it is. If you went off plan for a few days or a few weeks, what's most important is what happens next. And here's a reframing strategy I want you to use next time you feel like you've fallen off track. Number one, you're gonna label the thinking. This is just my all or nothing brain talking. And the reason why this is important is because it helps you to distance yourself from those all or nothing patterns. The next step is to ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today to help me feel better in myself? This gives you a simple but actionable focus to help you build confidence back up in yourself. And number three, do that thing. And that is how you build a resilient weight loss journey. Not one that relies on perfection or the conditions being perfect all the time, one that allows you to bounce back again and again and again and again. So if you are a busy woman who is struggling to lose weight, stop trying to do it all at once. Build structure and systems that make your day easier. And I know it's cliche, but focus on progress and consistency over perfection. Because let me tell you, your life does not need to slow down for you to get results. You just need a simpler, smarter, psychology-backed approach that actually fits your life. So if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And there's a link in the description you can check out if you're interested in working one-to-one with me within ALY coaching. You'll also find the link to my Instagram in the description where you can go and follow me, as like I said before, I post advice like this daily over there. And I just want you to remember, you're not lacking willpower or discipline. You're just extremely busy and you need a plan and a structure to reflect that. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.